Here we go with the top 5 best Nick Jr. shows in Nick Jr. history. Number 5, Bubble Guppies. This show was literally about some preschoolers who love to go on a lot of adventures, and along with their teacher, Mr. Grouper. They are Molly, Gil, Gobi, Dima, Una, Nani, Bubble Puppy, which is Gil's puppy, and their new member, Zuli. This show was... I do remember watching this show when I was... I think it was in elementary school. Yeah, this was literally one of the modern Nick Jr. shows that I watched when I was a kid, even though I was feeling sick at the time. Like, when I felt sick, or when I had the flu or was homesick from school, this was literally one of the modern Nick Jr. shows that I saw when I was a child. So, that's why it's on the list. Number 4, Wonder Pets. Even though the reboot sucks, in my opinion, this show was literally part of my childhood when I was a kid growing up. In this show, these 3 superhero pets, Linny, Tuck, and Ming Ming, always save animals who are in trouble. And they come up with new ideas, but then they remember something that they did back in the classroom, and they use it on there. And once they free the animals, they eat celery, and sometimes they have a little celebration, and then they just go back to school in their flyboat, and Linny eats the celery in her cage, and then winks. And there is one show where it's kind of like a Dora the Explorer spinoff, which is it's called, Save the What? The episode Save the What? In this episode, they asked the viewers to help them, which is kind of surprising, in my opinion. But still, this is an iconic children's classic. An iconic Nick Jr. classic. Number 3, Ni Hao Kai Lan. Now, this show reminded me of Yo Gabba Gabba, which we'll get to in later. But in this show, Kai Lan and her friends face a dilemma. They try to figure out what to do to solve the dilemma. And they sing a lot of cool songs, solving dilemmas and all that. I actually remember watching this when I was a child, when I was a little kid. I think I started watching this show when I was in preschool. I don't know. But still, Ni Hao Kai Lan is another children's classic that can never be... That's definitely on my list or something. I don't know. Speaking of Yo Gabba Gabba, number 2, Yo Gabba Gabba. I mean, what's not to like about this show? Just like Ni Hao Kai Lan, sometimes Muno, or the other characters, Muno, Fufo, Broby, Tootie, and Plex, face a problem just like the Ni Hao Kai Lan characters, Kai Lan, Ho Ho, Toli, Rintu, Lulu, and they find a way to work out the problem, and sometimes they go on this amazing adventures. But the songs, oh my god, literally a classic. Yo Gabba Gabba is literally one of my favorite Nick Jr. shows, but there is one Nick Jr. show that can never be topped. But before we get into number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Blues Room, Play Along with Sam, Paw Patrol, which is the longest running Nick Jr. show, Wow Wow Wubsy, Timu Mizumi, Peppa Pig, Pocoyo, and Ryan's Mystery Playdate. Yeah, Pocoyo is not a PBS Kids show. I mean, I've seen people doing PBS Kids tier lists on these kind of shows, and where they ranked Pocoyo. And by the way, Pocoyo, not a PBS Kids show. I remember watching this on Nick Jr. when I was a kid. So it's not a PBS Kids show. Anywho. And the number one greatest Nick Jr. show of all times is Blue's Clues, and the number one greatest Nick Jr. shows of all times are Blue's Clues and Blue's Clues and You. I mean, come on. If you've ever seen Nick Jr., Blue's Clues or Blue's Clues and You is literally the one show that literally comes to your mind like that. I mean, this has got to be one of the best Nick Jr. shows I've ever seen when I was a kid and growing up. In this show, Steve or Josh or even Joe, they literally have to like find some clues, help our friends, figure out what Blue wants to do. And the songs though. The songs, childhood. Yeah, there is no way Blue's Clues and Blue's Clues and You can be topped. So that is why number one is both Blue's Clues and the reboot Blue's Clues and You. And that's my list. Did you like it? Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.